Have you ever gone to bed with your feet feeling like they're freezing solid, even though you're buried under 3 heavy blankets? Most people have no idea that this simple sensation could be your body screaming for help a full 3 years before any blood test catches the real problem. Hit that subscribe button right now, because what I'm about to reveal could save you from losing your mobility, your independence, and potentially even your limbs. Let me show you exactly what happens inside your body when those tiny warning signs start appearing in your feet. I've spent over 2 decades analyzing diabetes complications in older adults, and your feet are the most honest part of your body. They send out distress signals long before your blood work ever sounds the alarm. Right now, over half of all Americans over age 65 are living with prediabetes, and most of them have no idea because they don't know how to read the language of their own feet. This isn't their fault. No one has ever taught them what these signs actually mean or what to do about them. Here's the reality. Your feet are at the absolute farthest distance from your heart. They're the end of the line. When your blood starts getting thick and syrupy from excess sugar, those tiny blood vessels at your extremities are the first to suffer. The damage happens slowly, quietly, and invisibly for years. But your feet send out warning signs the entire time. The problem is that most people mistake these warning signs for normal aging. They think the tingling is just from sitting wrong. They think the coldness is just poor circulation from getting older. They think the hair loss is just something that happens when you get older. They think the cracked heels are just dry skin. And they ignore the very signals that could save their lives. Listen closely because this is critical. Your feet are not just getting old. Your feet are giving you a detailed roadmap of exactly what's happening inside your bloodstream. If you learn to read that roadmap, you can take action years before your doctor ever tells you there's a problem. Today I'm going to reveal 9 warning signs counting down to the absolute most dangerous one. I'll explain exactly what's happening inside your body for each sign. And most importantly, I'll give you clinically proven daily habits that can safely reverse this trajectory for your aging body without dangerous medications or exhausting workouts that could hurt your joints. Before we dive in, I need to ask you something important. Have you ever had to stick your feet outside the covers in the middle of winter because they felt like they were burning up from the inside? If that's happened to you, drop a comment below and tell me what that felt like. I need to know because that specific symptom changes everything about how we approach your treatment plan. Your feedback helps me create content that actually addresses your real struggles and concerns. Let's start with number 9. This is a visual sign that almost everyone misses completely. Take a look at your lower legs and your toes right now. Is the hair thinning or completely gone? Most people assume this is just a normal part of getting older. They think their socks are rubbing the hair away over the years. They think it's just genetics. But that's rarely the whole story. Think of your hair follicles like tiny plants at the end of a long garden hose. They need a constant supply of oxygen and nutrients delivered through your blood. When your blood sugar stays high, it acts like toxic sludge that narrows those delicate blood vessels. The blood simply cannot reach the farthest edges of your body. Without that circulation, those little plants dry up and the hair stops growing. It's a visible distress signal from your smallest blood vessels. Instead of heavy exercise that might hurt your joints, try something called a soleus push-up. While seated comfortably in your favorite chair, Keep your toes on the ground and raise your heels up and down continuously. The soleus muscle in your calf doesn't store its own sugar for energy. When you pump that muscle, it pulls glucose directly out of your bloodstream. It's a brilliant, low-impact way to boost circulation without stressing your joints. You can do this while watching television or reading a book. Still watching? Good. Drop a like if this is already making you look at your feet differently. Your engagement helps me know I'm on the right track. Number 8 is something that severely disrupts your sleep. I call it furnace failure. You climb into bed with heavy blankets, the rest of your body is warm, but your feet are completely freezing. Or it's the middle of July and you're still wearing wool socks. This is a real sign of peripheral artery disease. The American Heart Association reports this affects over 8 million Americans. High blood sugar damages the lining of your blood vessels, making them stiff and narrow. Your heart tries to pump warm blood to your feet, but those pipes are too clogged to let the heat through. Instead of joining a gym, take a gentle 10 to 15-minute walk right after you finish a meal. When you contract your leg muscles while walking, you force proteins called GLUT4 to move to the surface of your muscle cells. These proteins grab glucose straight out of your bloodstream without needing insulin. This short walk after eating is clinically proven to be far more effective for blood sugar than one long workout. It's gentle on your joints and pleasant to do. Number 7 shatters a common misconception about skin care. Deep, painful, cracked heels that will not heal. Patients tell me they've used thick creams for years, and their heels still crack and bleed. The lotion isn't working because you're treating a skin problem when you actually have a nerve problem. This is autonomic neuropathy. High blood sugar damages the nerves that control your sweat glands. Your feet lose their ability to moisturize from the inside. The skin dries up, and those cracks become open doors for dangerous bacteria. A highly effective habit is adding a mild cinnamon tea to your routine. Compounds in cinnamon inhibit digestive enzymes that break down carbohydrates. It mimics a prescription diabetes medication called a carbose. But you must use Ceylon cinnamon, not common cassia cinnamon. Cassia contains compounds that can be toxic to an aging liver and can interact dangerously with blood thinners. Number 6 is a cry for help from your kidneys. You take off your socks and notice deep indentations around your ankles that won't fade. This is pitting edema. Think of your kidneys as your body's water filtration plant. When that filter gets jammed by excess sugar crystals, the plumbing backs up. Fluid has nowhere to go, so gravity pulls it straight down to your feet. This fluid overload makes you wake up multiple times a night to use the bathroom. Every time you wake up, it triggers a stress response that spikes your blood sugar within minutes. Practice evening fluid restriction. Stop drinking a few hours before bed. This minimizes nighttime awakenings, keeps your nervous system calm, and lowers your morning blood sugar without adding another pill. It's simple, safe, and effective. Most people already clicked away. If you're still here, you're in the top 10%. Drop a comment saying, "I'm still here," because what's coming next is the most important part of this entire video. Number 5 is a sign you can diagnose right now. Look at the skin around your ankles and lower legs. Do you see a dark red, brownish, or pale bluish tint? This is a massive red flag that your tissue is starving for oxygen. Research published in the Journal of the American Academy of Dermatology found these skin changes appear on average 18 months before a formal diabetes diagnosis. Your skin is sounding the alarm before your doctor does. To fix this, try chrononutrition. This isn't about restricting what you eat. It's about changing the order you eat your food. Eat your vegetables and proteins first, and save your carbohydrates for the very end. When you preload your stomach with fiber and protein, it slows down how fast your stomach empties. This stimulates your body to release a hormone called GLP-1, the same pathway targeted by expensive diabetes injections. Clinical trials show this simple change reduces post-meal blood sugar spikes by 30 to 50%. Number 4 is a terrifying symptom that's constantly misdiagnosed. I had a patient named Thomas, a 72-year-old retired carpenter. He took heavy doses of ibuprofen for 6 months because he thought he had ankle arthritis. He described sharp electrical shooting pain in his feet at night. But the painkillers did nothing because Thomas had a hyperactive nerve response. High blood sugar damages nerves, and sometimes they don't go numb. They short-circuit and fire random, intense pain signals to your brain. Taking ibuprofen for this is like putting a pillow over a car alarm. It masks the noise, but doesn't fix the broken wiring. Try a diluted apple cider vinegar solution before meals. The acetic acid activates AMPK, a cellular energy sensor that forces your muscles to absorb blood glucose without insulin. This is the exact pathway targeted by metformin, the gold standard diabetes drug. But you must dilute the vinegar heavily and consult your doctor if you have acid reflux or ulcers. Number 3 is the phantom fire. Your feet literally feel like they're burning on the inside, especially at night. This causes severe insomnia and leads to diabetes distress. When you're exhausted from pain, your brain perceives it as a survival threat. It pumps stress hormones like cortisol into your bloodstream. Cortisol forces your liver to dump new glucose into your blood to fight a threat that doesn't exist. That's why your morning blood sugar is terrifyingly high even if you ate perfectly. Establish a strict circadian routine. Go to bed, wake up, and eat your meals at the exact same times every day. This calms that cortisol dump and stops your liver from flooding your system with sugar while you sleep. Number 2 is incredibly common, yet universally ignored. Your feet feel fuzzy, numb, or like 1,000 tiny ants are crawling over them. Most people shake it off and say their foot fell asleep. But if this happens regularly, it's not your posture. The American Diabetes Association says peripheral neuropathy affects nearly 50% of people with diabetes. Think of your nerves like electrical wires with protective coating called myelin. High blood sugar acts like acid that melts away that coating. Signals start leaking out and getting fuzzy. Instead of 3 large meals, divide your carbohydrates into smaller, more frequent meals throughout the day. As we age, our stomachs empty slower. When you eat a massive plate of food, carbohydrates dump a huge load of sugar into your bloodstream, overwhelming your pancreas. Smaller meals keep your blood sugar stable and prevent spikes that destroy your nerves. Number 1 is the most dangerous sign. I call it the open door. I had a patient named Margaret, 69 years old. She bought new shoes that pinched her heel, creating a tiny blister. She ignored it. 3 weeks later, that tiny blister had turned into a severe ulcer that nearly cost Margaret her entire foot. When your blood is thick with sugar, it paralyzes your immune system. White blood cells can't reach the injury. The wound becomes a wide-open door, inviting dangerous bacteria. The CDC reports diabetic foot ulcers are the leading cause of non-traumatic lower limb amputations in the U.S., resulting in over 100,000 lost limbs every year. Because of nerve damage, your feet lose their ability to feel pain. Pain is your body's defense weapon. Without it, you could walk on a tack all day and feel nothing. A microscopic scratch spirals into a life-altering infection because your body lost its alarm system. Next video, I'm revealing the daily foot inspection routine that could save you from amputation. Subscribe right now because that video drops in 3 days, and it's the most requested topic from my patients. Your feet never stop communicating with you. From hair loss to freezing toes to unhealing cracks, they're begging for your attention. Don't wait for a terrible blood test to take action. Here's your 3-step action plan for tonight. First, inspect your feet for 30 seconds. Look between your toes and at your heels. If you see any scratch that hasn't healed in 48 hours, call your doctor. Second, practice chrononutrition at your next meal. Eat vegetables and protein first, save carbs for last. Third, do soleus push-ups while watching TV. Lift your heels up and down to turn your calf muscles into a vacuum for excess blood sugar. Out of the 9 signs, which one shocked you most, or which one are you currently experiencing? Drop a comment below. I read every single one. And please send this video to a friend who's been complaining about numb or burning feet. You could literally save their mobility. Hit subscribe so you catch next week's video on the daily foot inspection routine. Smash that like button if this just opened your eyes. Drop a comment telling me which signs surprised you most. Take good care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.